Hi, Tony here from the SUP Company, and today we're going to run you through the differences between the 12'6 Voyager and the Red Paddle Co 13'2 Voyager. So here we go, two firm stalwarts in the Red Paddle Co range, and they are the 13'2 and the 12'6 Voyager. Two boards that, to be honest with you, we know really well, and that we've seen develop steadily over the years into extremely refined touring boards that these two models are. Now, while you do have the 12-foot board also available in the Voyager lineup, I don't really feel it warrants a direct comparison to these two models, mainly because it's a new one, and we've covered that off in a separate video on our channel, so please do check that out. But really, we find that most customers that are looking, certainly at a 12'6 Voyager, also have a 13'2 Voyager on their radar and their shortlist and are considering it. That's why we've chosen just these two models to draw a comparison between. Now, in terms of the features on these boards, extremely similar. We'll come to that in just a second, but I think it warrants really talking through the updates made to these two boards, and they are slight. The biggest one probably is the aesthetics. So over and above the difference between 22, 23 as a model year here in 2024, we just have a slight graphic update effectively to the deck pad, and it is this point here to the board as opposed to the slash and this straight diagonal cut that we had across the top of the deck pad. Some of the diamond cut area with this red embossing on it has moved around the deck pad as well, and then the colours have changed ever so slightly. But that is fundamentally the main difference aesthetically. The other key difference, and it is a small one, but for me personally, and I think for a lot of paddlers out there, it's one that really just changes these two boards and makes them much more user-friendly, I feel, is actually the removal, or the opportunity to remove or add, the two outboard handles on both of these models. Now, it might seem small on the face of it, but actually in real life as such, as my daughter would say, when you are on the water using these, then really to actually take your feet, make full width use of the board, and therefore really make the most of the board's overall stability. Well, previously you've kind of been restricted by the two outward handles. They sat in parallel. These two are sat slightly further forward of the center handle. And as a result, well, you can make full use on this new 24 model, whereas in the previous generation board, really you felt a little bit restricted. If you do want those handles added to the board, then it's a very simple, just two Velcro tabs tuck under these here on the board loops that sit flush with the board when the handles are removed. It is a really nice feature. Why would you want to fit the handles? Well, to be perfectly honest with you, like here at our shop and our test center, that when you are launching off a pontoon, it just helps using the outboard handle to break the surface tension, this kind of suction to the board, to the water surface. It just helps break that, and it makes it much easier to retrieve, and also, if launching, lower the board into the water. But it's great to see that Red they're constantly, if you like, picking at their own products and their own ideas and questioning and improving. And yeah, small refinements, but welcome ones nonetheless. So the 13'2 and 12'6 Voyager, pretty much on deck, are identical bar one feature, and that is an additional puck. Now these pucks here carry an M6 fitting, so if you were looking to simply fit, say, an action sports camera like a GoPro, they just drop straight in on that M6 screw system that they have. Alternatively, if you're looking for an aftermarket mount to add all manner of things to your board, whether that be from, say, Ram or Railblazer, then you can do that. On the 13'2 though, it doesn't just have two up front, it has one down in the center of the rear cargo strap area. So you've got the option of adding something there also, whether that be a fishing rod holder or a large light, whatever it may be, you've got that option, an additional option on the 13'2. On the underside of the boards, well, they are very similar again. The fin system is now the same. It is a twin fin system, makes the boards very stable when they're at rest on the shore. But on the 13'2 you have red speed tail, which is a hard edged plastic rail, which just cleans up the overall release of the very square tail that you get on a 13'2 Voyager. So the two models in comparison then side by side, well, you'll see very much that the 13'2 Voyager is the much fuller of the two models. That is because it is 32 inches in width. It also, as an overall outline, has much, if you like, broader shoulders. So this forward section up here on the 13'2, much slimmer, much more pulled in, much more parallel outline that flows all the way back down to the tail before it pulls in slightly, while on the 12'6 Voyager, with its 32-inch width, you have a very oval, if you like, outline, very broad shoulders, very wide waist as well, and doesn't pull into the nose necessarily too quickly, nor to the tail too quickly as well. So you end up with a very large, yet stable, extremely stable platform underneath you. In terms of paddling though, well, that's really where those differences and kind of come out to the fore. Now, while at 13'2 overall in length, it has a longer waterline length than the 12'6. The 13'2 does absolutely glide a lot easier and much quicker than a 12'6 at the expense of stability. It is not as stable as a 12'6 Voyager. However, the 12'6 Voyager is no slouch. It is still a very well-rounded, good, efficient touring board. It's just not got that turn of pace or that kind of slightly more lively, energetic feel that a 13'2 Voyager has. What I would say is if you are out there, say with a 10'6 ride, for example's sake, and you're looking for, a touring board to upgrade to, then the 12'6 Voyager, certainly if you are a slightly larger rider, will just be a breeze. You will question why you did not upgrade sooner. With the 13'2 Voyager, well, it's certainly within reach as a paddler. I would say that if you are a slightly larger paddler and one that's slightly not perhaps as good on their feet as they would like yet to be, the 13'2 might be a little bit of a challenge because of that reduced stability. However, progression, and you have to factor this in. I think that if you go back to your very first time paddleboarding, you would question, why am I doing this? I'm swimming more than I would want perhaps, than I am actually paddling. Well, look where you are today. And that is a case of progression. So not really that people buy boards every week. We'd love it if people do, and we'd be happy to service them. However, it's not something that happens regularly, and it should be a considered choice. And therefore, it's something really that I think you should allow a certain room for progression in. So for example, if you were to invest in a 13'2 Voyager, then really where are you going to be in 3-4 months' time in terms of your own paddling? You would have progressed, you would have felt more stable, you would have relished the challenge that perhaps the 13'2 Voyager presents to you as a paddler. And once you are to grips with the board, you'll be in a far better place for it as well, and you'll be certainly traveling that little bit easier and that little bit better tracking than you would do on a 12'6 Voyager. So in summary, and to draw a conclusion to this video for you, if you're out there making a decision between a 12'6 Voyager from Red or a 13'2, well, I would say that if you were certainly 95 kilos plus, paddling a lot on the sea and want a nice, stable, fast, efficient touring board that you can cover distance with also well on flatter conditions, definitely consider the 12'6 Voyager. If you're a paddler of around, again, 95 kilos or less, maybe 110 kilos, with good balance and is comfortable paddleboarding in a wide range of conditions, then I would definitely consider the 13'2, because you will get to that camp spot and you will have slightly more energy left in your arms for the following day's paddle than you would do on a 12'6 Voyager. Thanks for watching our video. If you've got any questions about what you've seen, why not give us a call in the shop or head over to thesupco.com. To stay up to date though with all of our videos, well, make sure you subscribe up here and hit the notification bell. But to see our next video, well, take a look up here.